Perhaps you're struggling with procrastination or distraction or laziness, or you were held back by some abuse, some form of abuse that may have happened in your childhood. We recognize that many people are out there wishing, hoping to overcome, to conquer, to soar like an eagle, and to fulfill their dreams. That's why we have founded the School of Greatness just for you, where we offer free webinars. It's absolutely free. Schoolofgreatness.ca. Again, is Alex Ihama, and I look forward to seeing you in class.
Yes, my friend Osita.
Awesome.
I was listening to you. I mean, I could have been taking notes. I think you already covered my lecture. Oh my, I'm so happy to be here. I just got off another 90 minutes presentation for leaders in the Caribbean and many nations across the Caribbean. And so I was hoping to see some faces. Like when we talk about progressing in career, one of the things I'll be talking about today is how to connect. It was John Maxwell who said many people communicate, but only few connect. You want to connect, you have to raise your hand to be counted. You have to show your face to be aligned. If you are in a position, maybe distraction where you can't, then that's fine. But we should all, when we know we have an event, when we know we have a meeting, my message already started. Like I have staff, I tell them this all the time. When you know you have an event, you have a meeting, you prepare. You never say this is just a NIPCA. Never say this is not. I'm telling you, I learned years ago, you should never leave home in the way that you don't want. If they call you, come and meet Barack Obama, you say, let me go home and change. You never. You don't know if the next person who is going to give you the job, you are going to meet that person in the grocery store. Meanwhile, for you, you just want to go get some bread and butter. Am I talking to somebody? If I am, just wave your hand, go in the chat and say, yes, Alex, you are talking to me. Never leave home unprepared. Yeah. Never attend a meeting unprepared. It doesn't matter. Alex, I want you to show up for just 5 minutes. Believe me, I rush into the shower, put on my shirt. My wife's like, I thought they said 5 minutes. Yes, that 5 minutes may be the key to my next level. Am I talking to somebody?
Yeah.
I came here prepared. I've been sitting on this. I finished my other presentation about half an hour ago. I sat here. Let me just be here. Let me be preparing. I listened to all Sita was saying. So the topic they said I should speak on is how to progress through your career. Jesus, am I talking to somebody? Anybody here want to progress to the next level? Like, I mean, even by just declaration, heavens will be answering you. You are not answering me, you're answering yourself. You're answering your spirit. You gotta be ready to progress. You have to be ready to progress. This is not, I mean, we all know the parable of, as I say, the foolish virgin and the wise virgin. You gotta, I see this all the time. Little things is what you need to get to the next level. It's good to get that MBA that Osita talked about. It's good to go and get those certifications. I look at some of your certifications. Sometimes you have 2 lines of certification on LinkedIn, but you are making, you are still not even in the 6 figure. If you have 3 different certification, my friend, every certification should be adding 25,000 to your stuff. In fact, I mean, you all know how much you pay. If you do a program and you pay $40,000, my friend, in the next 18 months, that $40,000 should be added back to your salary. And if it's not, you wasted that money. Am I talking to somebody? These are my people. Let me talk to, who are those who are hearing me and understanding me? Let me go on the chat here so that we know. Okay, yes, Chi, Kaudi, Emmanuel, facts. Osita, yes. Tola, God bless you. Adaobi, God bless you. Ayodele, this is a great concept. Chris Okonta say, preach it, come on, somebody. Titi Lawa, you are blessed. David, yes. Remy says, I'm talking. Absolutely, absolutely. You don't understand the crown you carry. I just read an article before I came here. I haven't done my deep research on it, but the professor who posted it has some credibility. I will be talking about credibility. And he talks about Africa is what populated the world. The first human they found was in Africa, the first. So Adam and Eve may have come from Nigeria. You don't even know. Like, so you are carrying the crown of royalty. Am I talking? Oh my God. I wish I could hear somebody today. Like, my friend, listen, I as he said, I came here, I left Nigeria when it was Bender State almost 3 decades ago. When I left Nigeria, Buhari was the head of state. Now Buhari is still the head of state. Are we progressing, my friends? Is that progress? Like my dad will say, which education did he complete since you left? I left. It was because of him and Indiagmo. Some of you may be old enough for that. Some may not be old enough for that. They're like, what is he talking? Buhari used to be president. Buhari was head of state. I remember the message coming back from, I don't know, coming back from school or church. I, Brigadier Sani Abacha of the Armed Forces, we have taken over the federal government, blah, blah, blah. Like then you go to school, new president. You come back, new president. Like so, but Nigeria, these are the people. You're all here. I understand most of you, if not all of you, are Nigerians. This is what I call brain drain. Nigerians are notably, fact, I'm not here to big anybody up. Nigerians are fact among the most intelligent people on the planet. If I'm talking to people, use those icons. They have your technology people. You should have those icons that put high five on stuff, thumbs up. Absolutely. If you disagree, it's okay to put thumbs down. That's fine. We'll take that too. But I'm telling you fact. Go and look at the administration of Obama. It's filled up with Nigerians. Look at UK right now, filled up. But one thing I'm finding, which is one of the main reasons I accepted this engagement, I'm finding that the professionals, especially here, I don't live in the US. I go there all the time. In fact, I just came back from US last week. I'm under 14-day quarantine. They send me a test on an app every day to make sure I don't leave the home. So that's fine. But one thing I find about professionals is we often, I think Osita said it best, we are underemployed, as you say. Let me use this terminology. When I came, call center job that you mentioned, I still consider my best job ever. Like I used to work for Bank of Montreal MasterCard. Bank of Montreal, Alex speaking, how may IP today? Say, listen, we are calling because there's something on our statement that I don't understand. Okay, sir, may I have your card number? May I have your account number? Loved it. They gave us targets. You have to take 13 calls an hour. Your quality has to be 85%. I was taking 19 calls an hour. My quality was 96%. Literally, people will call the bank and they'll say they want to speak to Alex. I say, no, my name is Osita. I can help you. Say, no. I don't want to take my chances. Please, I will wait for Alex to finish this call. You transfer me. Alex is on vacation. They say, okay, when is he back? Next week? I will call back next week. I'm telling you, the points of my message are in the story. You have to understand that you have to rise up to a certain level of brilliance that people cannot ignore you. You have to rise up that even your customers can't ignore you. In fact, the most racist person in your organization can no longer ignore you. When a place is dark and you light up a candle, Jesus, everybody want to hang around you because you are now the light. We are the light of the world and the salt of the earth, we are told. So in your workplace, same thing. That was how I was. The first day, I remember when I got the job, I was excited. My cousin who I stayed with, Osita said it best. When you come in, whoever you fall into their hands, if you are not careful, they decide your destiny. If I'm talking to somebody, say, yes, I hear you, bro. Like he was, and no disrespect to him, right? He was working in a factory and, that was the first time I had safety boot. He says, Alex, you need to buy safety boot. I said, you wear this boot and you are safe? What is safety boot? I have never had safety boot. He said, no, the safety boot you have to wear. Then I will take you to my job. I will introduce you to a manager. I said, safety boot. The thing sounds interesting. You wear this boot, you are safe, no problem. When I saw the safety boot, I said, me, I don't wear this shoe. Me, I like correct shoe. You know what I'm talking? Oh, I love shoes, man. I love shoes. I love the I love the, I was telling a friend of mine, my cousin actually in the US, he loves shoes. He's showing me, what shoe was he showing me? Kenneth Cole. He was showing me Kenneth Cole and he was really proud of it. I say, I say in my days, man, I say, if you want to elevate in shoes, you go to the Japanese brand. Yoji Yamamoto, Giuliano Fujiwara. Those ones, they are sandals like $600-700 US. Sandals, just, that you wear around the neighborhood. I used to love shoes that much. But my point is, when I saw safety boots, I knew I wasn't born for safety boot. Again, no disrespect to those who love safety boot. Maybe you have 10 in your house, God bless you. But I can tell you, if you are traveling, those will be SS luggage because they're really heavy. You know what I'm talking about? So for me, I said, and I was careful, from where we come from, you have to be really super respectful. This guy was older than me. And, so I call him bros, and he's saying, you got to get safety. But I said, no, I said, I want to work in the bank. And it's like, well, you just came, blah, blah, blah. You don't have this experience. You don't have this experience. You can't work in the bank. I said, God will do it. God will do it. I just humble myself out. Long story short, I was called for an interview. I used to go to a Rabba. Anybody knows Rabba? Come on, Rabba. Rabba, those convenience store that they open 24/7. Anybody, come on. If anybody's been to Rabba, put it on the chat. Let me see. So I know what you're talking. Some of you only know, what they call it, no freeze, food basic, but there is Rabba. Rabba, they always open. So I used to go to Rabba to fax my resume. Rabba, that's correct. Rabba is they mostly owned by Arab. So I used to go there, fax my resume. Not now, you have internet and all this thing. It's fax we used to use. I used to take the yellow pages. I would scram through yellow pages. I will note anything financial. I will note anything insurance. I said, those are what I wanted to do. So I used to go to one Rabba place and I would go there. It was $1 for fax. So I give him my resume. I give him $10 plus tax, add another $2 or something. Then he will fax it. Then I'll go on the bus looking for work. And, at the end of the day, he gives me my receipt. Here are the facts that went through. One day I went there. I said, my friend, please, here are some more numbers to fax my resume to. Me, I was determined. Again, the message, the points are in the message, to work in the bank. That was my dream, right? So, and he says to me, you believe in God? I'm like, okay, where is he going with this? Because I said, okay, yeah, I do. He says, well, in this area, nobody's serious like you. Nobody's serious look for work like you. I'm like, okay, that's good to hear. But here's my resume. I need you to fax it. Here's what he told me. He said, today, no pay. Today, fax, free, no pay. I said, thank God, $10. Are you kidding me? When I came, $10 was some money, right? So I put it in my pocket and I got on my bus 45. I used to get on bus 45 on Kipling, right? So, and lo and behold, 4 hours into my search of work, I was in Square One. I was just coming out from one insurance company in Square One, agency asking for work. My phone rang. It says they got my resume that morning. So the interview I got to the bank was the one I did not pay for. The interview I got for the bank was the one I did not pay for. Come on, somebody. If you don't put your hands together for that one, then I don't know what will interest you in your story, right? So, and I got a call. It's like, I said, you got my resume this morning? You're like, yeah. I'm thinking, wow, this is not a Rabba guy. It's something else, right? So, say we wanted to schedule an interview. We're wondering where you can come in. I looked at the time. I said, today. He said, no, actually not today. Like, like next week. I'm like, man, I'm free. I can come in now. Right? He says, no, next week. So we booked the meeting. I went to not Eating Center. There used to be an eating store, Timothy Eating. I know about their family anyway. So got myself a nice suit. I showed up. As I was in that orientation, lo and behold, I got the job. So let me fast forward. The orientation now in the Bank of Montreal. This guy came. His name is Jeff Kendall, young man. He was talking and, he's the vice president of this. From that point, I looked at this guy, and it's funny, Osita said the same thing. Osita said, do they have two heads? I was looking at this guy. I said, this guy doesn't have two heads. This one that is running is VP. This guy doesn't have two heads. He has, the only difference is he had a lighter skin color. And I was already at that point, before I even started my job as a call center rep, I was at that point already thinking, how am I going to take this guy's position? Is somebody here today who's thinking how they will take their boss position? Please write it down. God himself will answer you. I'm telling you, it's not funny. We may all laugh now. It will move the person of the way. Jesus, this guy, man, you don't understand. Like your boss himself will resign. In his resignation letter, he will say, Osita should take over. That's it. He will say, Oluwatoshi, Olugbebi should take over. He will say, Abosede should take over. Who's seen that? Who wants to take over? Come on. Nations have been given to us, man. I don't know if you guys believe what I'm saying. If you do, say yes. Professor Jesus says you are speaking. Absolutely. We are called to take over. We are not followers. Nigerians, by birth, we are not followers. Go and look at the people who say don't have job in Lagos. Go and look at the people who say they don't have job in Benin. They are running things for themselves, either selling a phone card or selling something, selling ice water, cold water, hot water. They sell 3-4 kinds of water in Lagos. They sell ice, they sell it in steam. They sell dude, if snow was in Nigeria, Nigerians would be selling snow. That's the truth, because we are so innovative. Am I talking to somebody? Oh, you guys are not following me. I'm telling you, if snow was in Lagos, Nigeria, you will see them on that Lagos bridge. Snow, and the snow is falling. It's falling down. They are saying snow. You won't even know when you roll down and buy. There's a point, though. I'm not here. I'm not a comedian. You're all laughing. I'm not a comedian. The point is we are innovative. The point is we are determined. The point is we are committed. Am I talking to somebody? Come on, let me see those high fives on those icons. If I take downloads. If you want to give me downloads, that's fine. I'm at a stage in my life. Really, what you think about me does not matter as much as what I think about myself. Jesus, when you get to that level in life, listen, this has nothing to do with your bank account. This has nothing to do with your network. This has nothing to do with anything. It only has to do with your mindset. Take your finger and hit your brain and say, this got to do with my mindset. Come on, somebody. There's one fine woman I'm looking, she's not doing it. Why, your hand is hurting you or something? Take the other hand, toe in and hit your head and say, yes, this has got to do with my mindset. If we cannot change our mind, even in Nigeria, or even 10% of people in the parliament, senators, if they change their mind, what do you think will happen to Nigeria? Exactly. Completely turn around. But that's what we are getting you to do. That's what we're getting you to transform your mind. They are not, for those who love scriptures, there is no way in the scripture. I don't know. I know you all have different religions, but for those who love scripture, there's no way in the scripture it says pray every day. It says pray continually. There's no way it says give money every day. It says give and be cheerful. But there is a place I found. It says you must renew your mind daily. Come on, somebody. The way you think yesterday, if that's how you think today, you are behind. You are behind in your bank account. You are behind in your career. You are behind in your relationship. Come on, somebody. You know, I ask the people questions, which I will throw the question. I want you all to get ready to respond to this question. When you put in half the effort into anything, what do you get? Go ahead. Come on, go ahead. Put in some chat. I want to see some response. When you put in half the effort into anything, what do you get? Come on. Who's responding? Professor. Yes. Okay. They're all saying, all right, go ahead. Yes. All right. Oluwa, Yoma, go ahead. Roy. Yeah. So go ahead. I want some more responses. Go ahead. Olivia, you have a very interesting response. Olivia, that's good. But let me tell you something. You all failed it. You get 0. You can put 2 years, half effort into your marriage and watch it break down before your eyes. You put half the effort into your workplace and watch them fire you in no time. You don't go to a University of Toronto for a 4-year degree and do 2 years and say, I put in half the effort, give me half a degree. You don't go to do a marathon. You pay for full marathon and you run a half marathon and you say, give me a medal. Yeah, you see, you all have the mentality of, if I put in half the effort, I get half the result. You get 0. A lot of you are waiting for results where you've put in half the effort. You don't put in half the effort, you get 0, my friends. 0, 0, 0, 0. Can somebody type out 0? You get 0. Capital Z-E-R-O. I see that all the time. I don't accept something. I don't wake up to do my job. When I accept something, I come in with power. When I leave power behind. That is how I used to work. In the customer service, I would be on vacation. I would be out of the country. Bank of Montreal clients will say they will speak to nobody except Alex Ihama. The executives wanted to know, who is this Alex Ihama? I picked up all the prizes. In fact, my salary increased 1,000% before I left the bank. 1,000%. That's you are professionals and professionals. Calculate it, 1,000%. A lot of you have not made 2%, 3% in your salary increase. When executives want to give me increase, they shiver. One of them, Richard Rames, director. I'm like, Richard, what's going on? I say, Alex, sit down. He sat down. He says, you know, they've just approved the increases for this year. He said, they said we should give you 12.5%. He said, we've never seen that before. He says, normally it's 3%. I said, for me, I was just looking at him. Like, you don't understand who you are dealing with. You are talking to a king. You are talking to a king. You are talking to a man who knows his purpose in life. You are talking to somebody whose belief is unwavering. You are talking to somebody with principles that are unswerving. You are talking to somebody whose commitment, whose intelligence, whose credibility is unquestionable. When I moved from Bank of Montreal to CIBC, they gave me 45%. 45%. Some people on the line, my bonus, I don't know about you all, but I know that my bonus, they used to give me December 16. I still remind my wife, every December 16, I say, if I was still in the bank, this is what I'll be getting as bonus by now. My bonus was bigger than my annual salary. Now, you know, I didn't come here to talk about myself. This is not to impress you. Like I said, what you think matters less to me at this point. This is to impress upon you what is possible. This is to impress upon you how you can thrive. We're not born to survive. The animals are the ones that are born to survive. When God created animals, you're going to survivor. There's a story that every morning, the gazelle, the deer, the antelope, you know what the objective is? To make sure a lion doesn't catch them that day. That's the objective. And if they fail in it, a lion will catch them and eat them up. So they are survivor. Human beings, we're meant to thrive. We're meant to conquer. We're meant to reign. So my friend, 16 years in the bank, 15 promotion, 1,000% salary increase, massive influence, massive income, massive engagement, massive impact. How? I'm going to be leaving you with some keys. Other people want to learn some keys today. No, not the word. Yes, okay. Somebody put Professor Jizzy. You deserve a gift. I love your capital letters. If there's any, who's that professor? I can't see it. If there's any time, if there's any moment that you know, one day I was driving a car and the car in front of me had a sticker. And in the sticker, I could see a finger. I don't want to put up the finger, but you know, the kind of finger that was up. And I thought to myself, how rude is the guy in front of me? How come he has a sticker, a bumper sticker that has a finger showing? I'm like, that's rude. So I drove closely to it, and I drove closer like that. You'll be amazed what he wrote. Actually, it wasn't being rude. Here's what he wrote. I saw this in the sticker 1998, and it completely shifted a part of my psyche. It says, you have to raise your hand to be counted. Jesus. That's it. Some of you, listen, here's how I know you are ready for the next level. I want to give you some pointers. These are not the keys yet. I will throw the keys before I leave, but these are pointers. If a job posting open today, how fast, what is your responsive rate to a job posting? What does that mean? Let me tell you. For me, if I used to have alert, even though most of the promotions I got were offered, by the way, let me just put that out. They came after me. In fact, in one interview, one of the executives says, Alex, I've looked at your resume. Every year you are moving to a position. I say, how do we know if we hire you now, you are not going to leave again next year? I paused for a second. I said, may I have a sip of water? I say, yes, please, let me have a sip of water. And I said, you know, it's quite interesting you say that. I said, but you see those positions, I never applied for it. It was executives who came after me and solicited me for those positions. They're like, wow, you don't apply for job for back to going from one to one, but I had the alert, career alert. If that career alert pop up, I had resumes ready for the position. The one was senior director, or AVP, or whatever that position is, I had them ready. So when it popped up, I just took it. I changed the first section, changed one or two things, boom, attach, gone. My response rate to a job was 7 minutes. What's yours? If the job of your dream open today, are you going to be, let me quickly update my resume. Let me quickly do this. Let me quickly do this. My own, ready, 7 minutes. 7 minutes, gone. Fastest finger first. Ugo Unjoku, God bless you. Wow, says Jock. 7 minutes response rate. Yes. What's yours? What's yours? When the job opens up today, how long is it going to take you to respond to it? Here's another measurement that you should write down. Here's another measurement that you should write down. The job that you hope to get tomorrow, you better be doing it today. You say, but Alex, what are you talking about? Okay, so let's presume you want to be, I know in technology, you all have so many fields of technology. Let's presume your job, you want to be in MIS, I don't know, Management Information System. But currently you are here. Or let's say you are a business analyst and you want to be a project manager. You should look for a project that you are currently managing while you are a business analyst. If I'm talking to somebody, say, Alex, boom, B-O-O-M. If I'm talking to somebody, say, Alex, boom. That's it. Yes, boom. That's it. People like, but how can I be doing a job when I don't have it yet? I said, then go and volunteer somewhere. Let me tell you, I'm trying to get one major contract. Major contract. I lay down in bed yesterday. I was telling my wife, I said, baby, you know, if these 3 contracts I'm going after comes up, it's another level. She says, yes, baby, I know. It's another level. Let me tell you the reference that aligns with a contract I'm about to get. In 2008, they shot a young man in Malton, Mississauga. There's an area, I know you're all from all over Canada, but there's an area called Malton, Mississauga. They shot a black man. So they called me, some people called me, Alex, you know, come and speak to them and, you know, and do what you do best, right? So I now came, I went there, I did my thing, and I connected with one guy who Trillium Foundation gave $1 million to do some youth development program that will keep the youth out of a problem. That was 2000. I wasn't paid $0. $0. I was paid. I was zero. I didn't take money for that opportunity. Just like I'm not taking $1 from you. I love what your Osita is doing. I love what you're doing. So I didn't take any dollar from that person. But now I'm working on to get a project, and the reference they need. Come on, somebody, Osita, you can finish it. That reference is that opportunity that I volunteered for. You see what I'm saying? So you can be a business analyst and be a volunteer project manager for United Way. You can be a business analyst in Royal Bank and be a volunteer project manager for Food Bank. If you go to Food Bank today and say, I want to be your project manager, volunteer, here's my credential. They say, accept you. Do you know what that does to your resume? Oh my God. That elevates the fact that is volunteer, the fact that is the job you want to get, prepares you for your dream job. So response rate in resume is one, right? Your response rate, your preparation, your capabilities, your preparation for that position should be unquestionable. There was a job I applied for in the bank way back. And, you know, when I saw it, I hardly panic. As you can look at me, you are looking at a lion. I mean, even my son, I wake him up. I say, Noah, what? I can call him now. He's only 5. I say, Noah, what are you? Say, lion. That's my 5-year-old boy. Yeah, you're looking at it. You're not looking at a human being. You think it's a human being you're looking at. You're looking at a lion, right? So for me, but when I saw that job, I panicked a bit. I'm like, this job preceded me. This is like 2 levels now that I was aspiring to get. And I'm like, man, damn, I'm a lion. Who cares? So I prepare my resume and I put, was I qualified to apply? No. Did I have the qualification? No. Did I have the experience? No. People like, Alex, you're crazy. Yes, if you are not crazy, if people don't say you are crazy, then you're crazy. You have to be crazy to get to the top. Jesus was crazy. Martin Luther King crazy. Mahatma Gandhi crazy. Nelson Mandela crazy. Mother Teresa crazy. Alex Ihama crazy. Are you part of that, or you are sane? If you are sane, you know, when I was a kid, they say a patient dog eat the fattest bone. Did your mother ever tell you that? Wave your hand if your mother told you that. A patient dog. Listen, a patient dog today will die of starvation. Even the bone that the dog has will be taken away from that dog. Dogs are no longer patient. In fact, I'll call my mom tomorrow. I say, Mom, you know that thing you used to tell me? Patient dog eat the fattest bone. Mom, it's not like that anymore. I don't know about your generation. In my generation, we go and get it. Tell somebody, say, go get it. Write it down. Say, go get it. You gotta go get it. Find the position. What we used to do then, which will help some of you, if you are in Royal Bank, if you're in Royal Bank, no matter the bank, is 2%, 3%, maybe 4%. They never give you more than that. Even if you are the best, they don't give you more than that. But if you are very good, if you have the keys I'm about to share with you, you now apply to CIBC, right? And then you go to CIBC and boom, they give you 10%. Then after 2-3 years, you move to Scotiabank, boom, they give you 10%. Then you now apply to come back to that bank you left from Royal Bank, then they give you another 25%. Before you know it, in 3 years, your salary has tripled. I used to give these strategies to people, they did it. Like Nigeria, I was a part of Nigerian group. In fact, to sit, I started when I saw how many Nigerians were in the bank on Bay Street. When I get off the GO train, I saw lots of Nigerians. So I hooked up with one of them and we started a Nigerian in financial institution, something like you're doing. We never really followed it up, right? It kind of just fizzled and fizzled away. But it started. We used to once a month, we meet choose a location, we meet, we empower each other. But I used to share this strategy. That's how, when I say my salary grew 1,000%, it was intentional, it was strategic, and it was deliberate. Can somebody write those 3 things down? It was intentional, write it down. It was strategic, and it was deliberate. Your career is yours to manage. Don't tell me because you're Black. Don't tell me because you're Nigerian. Don't tell me because you have an accent. Don't tell me because you don't have this, you didn't have that. It's in your hand. Is in your hand. Your career is yours to manage. Absolutely. I said I'm going to leave you with some keys. I don't know if I'll get through the keys, but I'll give you them as we go, as God will have it. I told you about Jeff Kendall, who was the VP that came to do the orientation when I was in Bank of Montreal years ago in the call center, right? When they said introduce yourself, listen to this story. When they said introduce yourself, I remember a friend named, his name is Randy Ray. He's an Indian guy. He stood up. My name is Randy Ray. I got my first degree in University of Toronto. I got my master's from McMaster University. I was tempted to feel small a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was tempted to feel small a little bit. Like I always want to stand up. My name is this. And they all had all this big degree and they had it from Toronto. Right? Mine is from Uniben. Come on, who knows Uniben? Uniben. Nobody knows Uniben, eh? Oh, well, anyway. Well, I left when they closed it. SAP Riot. Who remembers SAP Riot? Right? What university did you go? Right? Put it down. I want to see. There's Vivian. Who's that Vivian? Say Unibest. I've never heard that. Unilag, Uniben, Apsu. Come on, Unilag. Okay, all right. Oh, man. Oh, Babcock. That's good. Oh, all right. You see? Yeah. Oreofe now went to University of Ibadan. Then David went to Birmingham University. But when they say introduce yourself, everybody say Birmingham University, this university, you're Ibadan. Number one, they don't know where Ibadan is. No. Is it just me laughing? I just find it funny. Like for in Nigeria now, you say Ibadan, everybody like Ibadan, But when we're in Bank of Montreal, Royal Bank, people are saying UFT, this and that. For me, I said, I stood up. My name is Alex Ihama from Nigeria, and I went to university in Nigeria called Uniben. And I sat down. Everybody turned. You know that kind of look you don't want people to have for you? They kind of all turned and look at me. And I whispered in my own ear. I said, don't worry, you are a lion. You're a lion. they don't know yet. When we started working, I'm 100% sure, I'm telling you. First year, even before first year, I was moved to supervisor. So all this Randy, Tony Niagara, all these guys, they had to be calling on me now when they have issues. I became supervisor. Before 18 months, I moved to manager. How did I move to manager? I went to the executive. I said, some of these calls we take can be automated. He's like, Alex, what do you mean? Some of you are tech. We are tech. Who knows the IVR system? IVR, wave your hand if you know the IVR. Yes, but then the IVR wasn't as popular. It wasn't as popular. So I was one of those who went to them and say, when somebody is calling and say, I want to know my account balance, can't you have a system that says your account balance is as of Thursday, Friday, January 3rd, $7,000? So then they now say the technology guys, one of them is Scott Gilligan. He's still there. He's connected to me on LinkedIn. So look into this. Then, they were taking slow. And then I now listed the kind of questions we get that can be automated. And then I now went to finance. Listen to this. Listen to this. And I went to finance and I found out how much they pay call center rep. And I found out what our overhead is. I now took that cost. I now apply what I call ABC. Not me. There's an ABC, activity-based costing. Who knows what I'm talking about? I'm trying to challenge your thought process now. Yes, activity-based costing. Ugo, you know exactly what I'm saying. So how much does it take for a call? So we were taking 5,300 calls. When we did the math, it was $13 a call. You do it yourself. $13 a call, 5,000 calls. I mean, I failed maths in school, believe me. I failed maths, so I can't even tell you what that looked like. But what I do know is it was big money. So we now said, if we can automate 20% of the call, how much we're going to save? My God, I became a superstar in the bank. Superstar in the bank. Everybody wanted to know me. Every executive wanted to know me. Why? Here's why. It was not my job to do that. So if you are only doing what you are paid for, you are going to keep doing what you are paid for. That's not a good compliment. If you are always doing what you are paid for, you are going to always be doing what you are paid for. You will never rise to the top. Leadership, my friend, is to do way more than you are paid for and carry everybody along. I involved the VP. I involved everybody. In fact, when I was in CIBC, they didn't have no black executive. They had almost 5 levels of executive. There was no black. The highest black was a senior director. I went to HR. Here's what I told them. I said, write these things down and go do it. Here's what I told them. I said, I would love to have a black executive as my mentor because that is where I'm going. I knew there was none. So I said, but I would love to have a black executive. They scrabbled and scrabbled and scrabbled. They are saying, no, what about this guy who's a senior director in the call center? I said, no, I want somebody who's an executive. When it was now obvious that they didn't have one, I now said, why not? Why not? Then I said, okay, come and speak to John Silverton, who was the senior vice president for talent management. Through him, we now got a black executive. My friend, I became a superstar in CIBC. Why? That was not my job. My job never suffered, but my initiative was always strategic, deliberate. My initiative will always die. There's another key I will be showing to you. I'm going to show you those keys, and that is the key of connection. You gotta be connected to people. In the context of Africa or in the context of Nigeria, connection means, hey, you know, my father is chief of police and my brother is senator. No, that's not the connection I'm talking about. You have to be able to connect with people. There was one senior vice president then. I needed to ensure that I had influence with her. Remember, you are a king and you are a queen. When you go in there, it's your responsibility to ensure that the subject in your territory, they understand the royalty on you. So I knew this woman. Every 4:30, she's at the elevator to go to the gym, which was downtown there. And then she will come back at 6 o'clock and work till 7, same day. So 4:30, guess who's by the elevator, even though it's not my time to go home yet. The moment that door is opening, I press it. Me and her will go in the same elevator. It's called, there's a book somebody wrote, 1 Minute Manager or something. I don't recall. But I had how many seconds to influence her? The moment she comes into the elevator, I put my hand forward. And she takes my hand, but she doesn't know who I am. I go, it's Alex Ihama, MIS department. And she goes, yeah. It's a lie. She doesn't even know yet. Then I mention my boss's name. I say, I report to Osita. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know you're on the 7th floor. I say, yes. I say, by the way, we are the one working on this project. Oh, yeah, I know the project. Now I have few seconds to let her know that, come on, you are talking to a lion. I say, you see that project? This is how it's going. This side is going. This side is going. Boom, we reach down. Elevator opens. I say, hey, have a good one. The moment she's walking, I enter the same elevator and I go up to continue my job. Now she knows who I am. Can somebody put, now she knows who I am? Do they know you? If you want promotion, your promotion is not going to be given you by your boss. Your promotion is going to be approved by your boss's boss. In some cases, your boss's boss. My God, if they see me in the mall, they know me. I used to go on the elevator. I'll be on the elevator then in the bank, and it's senior executive working, even the CEO. This is how they come in. Alex! Just like that. And then I'm with my boss. I'm with my boss's boss. He doesn't even know them by name. And then when he goes away, they're like, Alex, he knows you like that? In my mind, you're talking to a lion. Like, you're talking to a lion. Like, are you kidding me? I'm going to work in this bank and the CEO will not know me? My friend, I challenge you all. How many people here? 129. For those of you who have a salary job, your job right now is within the next 3 weeks. I don't know how many times you have meeting. Go back to Osita or find me on LinkedIn, Alex Ihama. I want to be sure that your boss's boss's boss knows you. Why are you scared? There's LinkedIn. In my days, there was no LinkedIn. You connect with them on LinkedIn. And you put a little message. Hi, Osita. I would love to connect with you. My name is Sheon Esan. Or my name is Chikao Emmanuel. And I'm in so department. What do you think he's going to do or she's going to do? No. They love that in this culture. It's in our culture. They are scared. I remember going to a bank in Nigeria with my friend who's executive in the bank when I went to Nigeria. So I went to Nigeria to see him. And when I was coming down, the elevator opened. I was going to enter, and two men did like this. They did their hand like I should not enter. At first, I thought there was no COVID. It wasn't during COVID. So I wasn't sure why I could not go in the elevator in the bank. But before I knew what was going, boom, the door closed, they were gone. And somebody told me later and said that was the chairman of the bank. And they won't let me go in the bank. Osita, that is very wrong. That is very, very wrong. Because you are chairman of the bank, nobody can go in the elevator except you. My friend, we have a long way to go. Long way to go. My God. If I was to see that, if I knew that was what was going on, I would have spoken up. I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe the guy had some virus, or I don't know, or he was under arrest. You know, maybe those two people are security SSS. Maybe they are police in Oh my God. So that's my experience. So now I've given you all the stories. I would love to know who has the highest number of points recently, because in those stories I just told you, there's almost 70 points in there. Pointers, how you can completely transform. Who can put here? Say, please don't kill us here with laughter, Rosemary. I'm not a comedian. Hey, wait. You know, when I left Nigeria, I was Nigeria. We hate the. Those are now they say arise to compatriot. There's no compatriot in Nigeria. Where are they arising to? Like, so who transform? Who compatriots are finished? Of course, we look at the compatriots. They're in Canada. You are the compatriots, right? Who's left, right? So. Yeah, so let me pause here, Osita. Let me take 1 or 2, 3 questions, and then before I leave, I drop those keys and I'm out. Fine. Can you moderate? Question, comment, go ahead.
This is great. All right, Josh, please look at the chat, and guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the chat. And Alex will gladly want to respond to our questions. Or if you prefer to speak, you can raise up your hand as well. We can unmute you. Then you can ask your question directly. Prof, you raised up your hand. Do you want to ask a question? Prof, can you hear me?
I want to hear from Prof. He wants to ask a question. I'll mute him. He's been very interactive.
Yeah, I don't have a question. I just want to say that, Alex, you are a crazy lion and you have fired me up. I'm saying that you can see as I'm typing, on the chat, I'm as excited as I'm typing. And I want to say that thank you so much. This is one of the, I've attended a lot of, I can't even tell you how many I've attended, but I'm saying that this is it is the best. Don't say, let me say this is one of the best. This is the best session I've ever attended. And I want to assure you that I'm going out there to
be a lion.
To be a lion.
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 You see that your children you have. I saw you have a kid. Every day, tell that kid you are a lion. Say lion. He said, I'm a lion. Say no. You have to lion. Yes. I'm telling you. Here's what Marcus Garvey said. Marcus Garvey said, "You are twice defeated in the race of life without confidence." If you do not have confidence, my friend, you know what they took from us when we're growing up in Nigeria? I don't know about you, but most of us anyway, confidence. You know what they say? You are crazy. Get out from here. All those things take out confidence from people. You grow up and you are scared. My God, you don't go to a conference like this and you don't open your camera. You don't go to a conference like this and say, do you have questions? You keep quiet. You don't go to a conference like this and they never knew you were here. Confidence. It builds it. Look at the professor just saying, do you know the confidence that his confidence index has quadrupled? He's here asking. If before this conference, if he's driving, he see police, he's not passing speed limit, but he slow down. But now he doesn't care if he pass speed limit. He's not human being. Come on, man. Are you gonna give me a ticket? Go ahead, put the ticket. I pay it on the spot. I log in. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Let's give somebody else some chance. Professor, you're a great guy. Connect with me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thanks, Prof. Jegze. All right, so I think we've got more hands. Josh, you want to take over? You're muted. Okay, so Henry, you've got your hand raised. 1 second, Henry. Henry, go ahead, please. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, everyone. My name is Henry Luyombia. I was born in Uganda. I am currently in Prince Edward Island. First, I wanted to say congratulations to Alex for a very well-delivered presentation, but also to Osita and your team for putting together this. I am on Alex's mailing list. That's how I got invited to this. And my question, maybe I wanted to first begin with a comment, is like you are breaking barriers and you are inspiring us to do more than what we can. So I thank you. I reread a book.
Hey.
Those of us who can see.
You have my book.
The Mystic of Leadership. I'm sorry I haven't been paid to promote this, but if you can get this book, it is life-changing. If you can see, I have some of my little things here. I write notes, I try to implement. So thank you, Alex, for putting your wisdom in books, and I'm looking forward to signing up for one of your courses. So my question is, you know, we come to meetings like these. Professor is fired up. Many of us are. How do we sustain the momentum as Black people, as immigrants, so that 3 months from now,
you are still on fire?
Thank you.
You are a wise man. Listen to me, young man. I've seen you pop up on my conferences. When I see your name, I'm like, he's here again. Obviously, when I post things, you follow. Right now, with 128 people, I'm making you a promise. I'm going to personally mentor you. I'm going to grant you access to all our content on the School of Greatness platform, valued at $25,500 US. You are going to go through any program you want on scholarship, anyone. So if you haven't done so, you go to schoolofgreatness.ca, you register. And when you register, I know your name. When I get those names, I will tell them to upload every course on your profile. That the leadership one you are holding, that's a course that's online for $495 US. We'll upload it. There's the one to be a life coach. We'll upload it. One for customer service, uploaded. One called iThrive. iThrive, that program iThrive has helped organizations made over $500 million. If you think I'm joking, go right now, you Google Alex Ihama, Jamaica, enter. You will find a company that used that to increase profit by $400 million. iThrive is 7 organic laws that I created on how you quadruple your profit exponentially. That company who wrote the article on their Jamaican Financial Times, they used to make $1.2 billion, and we moved their needle to 1.8 billion in 4 months. Yes, so that program that they went through, we'll upload it. We'll upload courses on your profile. That, I mean, the fire I've seen in you is amazing. Now let's get to your question. How do you sustain the fire? It was John Wesley who said this. Oh my God, when I read this quotation, transformed my life. John Wesley said, set yourself on fire and people will come from afar to watch you burn. Many of you are here. He came here to watch me burn, this young man. That's why he came. He follows me anywhere. He knows that when I go, I set fire. I pour gasoline on people, light it ablaze. That's what. So, but how do you sustain it? Let's get there. I spend 4 hours intentional learning every day. 4 hours intentional. I read every motivational video on YouTube. I'm not kidding you. I can quote it back to back. The good ones, though, the ones that I align with my distance. Everybody here, you must have what I call an hour of power. Write it down. An hour of power is you decide and say 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. or 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. It doesn't matter. You must set the same hour. Some will say 12 to 1, but book it in your calendar. Book it on your phone. Book it everywhere you can book it. And promise yourself to never miss it. A lot of you have never missed a meeting with your boss, but you have missed meetings with yourself. You have missed meetings even with God. You have missed meetings even with family. My God, if anybody should be on the back burner, it should be your boss. Your God should be before you. You should be before you. Your family should be there. So a lot of you spend so much time developing your company and your boss and your people, but you don't develop yourself. Hour of power. Then that's number one. Number two, you now create a curriculum for yourself. When you go to school, they give you curriculum. When you go to university, they give you curriculum. What do you need to learn? By when and how? Write it down. What do you need to learn? By when and by how? Right now, for me, in my own personal development, I listen to billionaires. I've listened to all their messages. You know, I want to learn how you not just multiply money, how you go from 1 million to 20 million, from 20 million to 90 million, from 90 million to 250 million. I don't want to know how to go from 1 million to 2 million. Are you kidding me? I can tell you how to do that right now. I don't want to learn how to go from 5 million to 10 million. No, you need to learn how to grow. Anyway, that's for me. Some of you may know how to do that already. That's fine. Another thing that is on my list is technology, but I have decided that I'm not going to learn that. In fact, as I'm speaking to you, my wife is on another call with some organization. I was supposed to be on that call looking for how we are going to build, what do you call it? A sales funnel. We're building a sales funnel. We have so much content and we want to really take our content to the ends of the earth. So I can stay on that path. I can change the seminar to answer your question, but we have a focus on the seminar. So let's jump back to it. But those two things, my friend, hour of power, curriculum, and if I throw a third one in, mentor. Who is your mentor? Some of you don't know what a mentor is, eh? People think, oh, this is one person told me when they say, my pastor is my mentor. I just kept walking. No disrespect to the pastor, because I'm a pastor too, but your pastor cannot be your mentor. Your pastor can mentor you for your spiritual needs. Now, if your pastor is also maybe a lawyer or a technology person, then of course he can mentor you in that regard. So you know what I'm talking about, guys, right? So yeah, mentor, you can have five mentors. This is my mentor. I have a mentor for my marriage. He's a great guy. My marriage and my family life, like I spent 60, 70 hours out of the country traveling. Right. I got a beautiful wife and, young kids. Right. So I got to make sure that there's some balance there. So once a month, we're on the call. Right. If we have issues, we're on the call every week. Right. And he tells me, Alex, man, you were not considerate towards your wife here. I said, OK, you got a point there. So we got to fix that. right? So you got to have mentor, or else your marriage will break up. That's just what it is. You got to have mentor for your parenting, or else your children will become, I don't want to put anything, but you know what I'm saying? You got to have mentor for your finances. You got to have mentor for your career. Like I'm telling you, my career, I don't do this a lot anymore. In fact, I haven't spoken in career on the topic of career for at least 10 years. I have not. Like I'm telling you, I used to do this a lot. I used to do this for the different groups, Ghana group, Uganda group, this group, that group, so many groups. There are people I've mentored for career that, I mean, just like Osita will say, their salary doubled, tripled, right? So Osita is doing it. You need to have that. So I'll leave you with that 3, and then I'll jump back to maybe 1 or 2 more questions, then I'll round up. So 3 things. 1, how do you keep yourself on fire? Number 1, you must book the time to do it, or else it will never happen. I have 4 hours. I'm saying start with baby step, 1 hour, and increase it to 2 hours, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. So like you now, my dear friend Henry, when we give you this access, you can book it and say 1 hour, you are going to go and do a course. Another, those courses, people pay for it. As I'm here with you, somebody's buying my course, right? So, and I see them. I'm very involved. I look their name. I may not know them. Many of them they don't see me like this. They don't have that opportunity. They just go through an online course that I created and they pay. My goal is to turn the School of Greatness into $1 billion industry. It's $1 billion industry already. Why can't I have a good share of that? Osita, is there anything wrong if School of Greatness is making 150 million?
Absolutely not.
No.
Wow.
Right? So if anybody is online here, you are technology folk and you are good with learning management system, website and stuff like that, reach out to me, because right now we are sourcing. I'm willing to invest. If I find the right person, Jesus, me and that person, we will be hooked up on the hip, because I have content, I have network, I have influence. I just need technology to take all this message. Like this message now is being recorded. They're going to send it to me. I have people who edit my video. They just edit this video right now into 3 parts. We'll load it up. We pay $25 each. Before you know it, this course, I have made $10,000 from it. That's it. Right? So, but now we want it to the next level, and we need technology partners, people who knows how to do this. I can send a message right now from my phone and it goes to 5,000 people, just like that. I can send from my computer and it goes to 25,000. I can send it from a lot of systems I have, and in 1 week, 1 million people gets it. I think that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? But when they get it now, we can't handle them. We don't have a technology to handle them. So anyway, listen, young man, today is your day. Log in onto that stuff, sign up. You believe me, I want to know what you do, where you are, and I want to work with you. I'll book you on a free coaching session, and I will set you up and I will discuss with you. We'll create a personal development plan for you on how you are going to quadruple your profit, your influence, and your impact. Those 3 things: impact, income, and influence. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. One more person, and then I begin to bring this to a close. One more person.
I'm going to be biased here. Okay, one more person. You sure it's one more person or 2 more people? Okay.
Okay, 2 more people. Go ahead. 2 more people.
Okay, I have Remy and I have Tolu. So Remy, do you want to go first? This time.
Remy is muted already.
So you have to unmute Remy.
Okay. Thank you. Alex, good evening, and we thank you for giving us this opportunity to meet with you tonight. We really appreciate it. I want to ask, with this COVID-19 in place, we don't have that opportunity or access to meet with some of our bosses. We're being restricted because we're working from home. If someone wants to implement the kind of method or strategies that you mentioned here tonight, how do we put that into reality vis-a-vis the COVID situation? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remy, can I practice my Yoruba on you? Remy, you're Yoruba, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Nice. Kilo shele.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kilo shele. I just say, I want Yoruba, like, kilo shele. I'm like, this kilo shele, man. What are you killing? Are you kilo shele? But anyway, nice. So your question is very simple. these people are on LinkedIn. Are you not on LinkedIn?
Sure.
Yes. I want you, not just you, I'm speaking to everybody. Go and find who is the head of the company you want to go next, or who is the head of the department you want to go next. Send them a LinkedIn tonight, not tomorrow. Challenge yourself tonight. Hello, Mr. Osita. You may not know me, but my name is Remy. I work in MIS department. That's the only closest to technology I know, because that's what I work. I work in MIS department. I would love to add you to my LinkedIn if you don't mind. Guess what he's going to respond? Yes, he's going to accept you. Right? 99% of the time they will accept you. Let me tell you why. They love it. That's part of this culture. That's part of the growth. They love initiative. They love outreach. They love speaking up. But our culture says, keep quiet. Know your place. Don't even go in the same elevator with your guy. That's crazy, right? So you leverage their own culture to get to the top. And Remy, don't forget, you're a liar.
I am a liar.
All right, Josh, next one.
Am I going to get the opportunity to be part of the largest you gave Henry too?
Oh yeah, I can give you a free course, but Henry was getting the whole website. He's getting everything. But I'll give you. In fact, I'll put the link here for those who want. There's a free course I have. It's based on my other book. I don't have a copy. It's called Welcome to Greatness. Jesus, do you even know the greatness in you? Like, I wrote a book on that. Welcome to Greatness. That book is what transformed into School of Greatness. That book has impacted 1 million people and literally continues to transform lives. It's being used in schools today as curriculum in many nations. So I'll put in the link on the chat. For those, you just click on it. It takes you there. Just sign in. That's a free course. Our goal is 5 million people by 2025. I want to empower 5 million people through this course, because this course will help you to discover your purpose in life. It will clarify. It will show you your strengths, weaknesses, and abilities and stuff, and it will help you to walk through them. You'll see comments people have put there from all over the world, so you can take that. Thanks for asking.
Thank you so much.
Remy, ask and you shall receive. The Bible says it works. That's another way to get to the top. Always ask. Believe me, I see people, sometimes they are trekking, they don't have money for bus. I will stop anybody. You can think excuse me, do you mind? You got to spare toonie? Like, I would ask. I'm telling you, like, I get stuck in the airport. I'm like, man, hey, what's your situation? Oh, well, you too? Okay, all right. Why don't we decide what to do together? Right. So those are ways to get to the top too. So go ahead, Josh, give us one person. Let's bring this to a close.
Oh, wow. The hands, they are just popping up. I've already said Tolu, so Tolu, please go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Alex, I want to say this is a great time. I'm actually in Nigeria because I've landed. I came back to Nigeria. My family is there. I'm planning to come back by God's grace in December. So this is very uncomfortable for me because it's about 2:30 in the night. Having to still go to work tomorrow. But, I was sleeping when you started, but man, I had to wake up because I woke up, I ran back to my sitting room to come and listen to you. Henry had said, I'd actually asked what I actually wanted to ask, but even at it, I'm so impressed that I have the opportunity to talk to you. I will honestly, follow you on LinkedIn. And personally, I think I need to be mentored seriously because, one of the issues why I kept back in Nigeria is the fear of unknown. I'm within my 45, I'm in my 45, in my mid 40s. And I'm in the bank in Nigeria. I'm fairly well, let me say the Central Bank of Nigeria. And I'm thinking, do I have to leave all this to run to Canada because everybody's running there? But on a daily basis, I'm more of things are not working here. On a daily basis, I have reasons to leave Nigeria because, and my wife keeps telling me, your kids need you, and I know they need me. So, but the fear is still there. I've been given opportunity to do some certain things, but man, I'm foot dragging basically because of fear of unknown, and also maybe my mind is not settled and all that. So I don't know. Everybody has been asking for favors. I need to also ask for mine. I need your mentorship, because for me to wake up and, clear my face to listen to what you said, those lion words were eating me hard. And I was like, I never spoke at places like this before. Personally, I stay in the background. I listen to what I need to listen to. If I need to write something now, I write it down. I try to check it back later. But this one, I said, man, I will talk for whatever it was. So that's my take on this.
Well, let me first of all say, Mr. Tolu, you said you don't normally speak in the forum like this and you like to stay in the background. From this point onwards, my friend, do yourself one favor. Never, ever stay in the background. You were not built for it. The background is not where you want to be, right? The background is not where you want to be. What you've done today is honorable. It's honorable. What you've done today is going to draw blessings on itself without no intervention. There are natural laws that govern the universe. Natural laws. People think, oh, we have to pray and fast all the time. No, you don't. Yes, in some cases, yes, but no, you don't, because the rain falleth on the bad and the good, the evil and the good, right? So Muslim, pagan, Hindu, you plant an orange seed, you water it, it's going to grow. What you have done today is an orange seed and you've watered it. Promise yourself to never be in the background. Just you want mentorship, I'm mentoring you right now. And by the way, Osita, I'm promising you I will come back. Like I want to spend the time talking to people since many hands. The other part of the presentation, I will come back and finish it. Osita, you have my words. All right. We'll arrange for a time for that. So, but I think this is more important. Don't you think so? This is what I'm doing right now is more important. So you promise.
So Alex,
yes.
Sorry, for all the women folks. We need to have one female, since everyone is asking. We need to have one female ask the question, please,
okay,
for the sake of gender equality.
Yes. But I just said now that I'm going to answer your question. So let me speak to Tolu. I know years ago when I used to be in the bank, some bank people came to solicit Nigerians from Canada to come and work in banks in Lagos, and they promised us a lot of money. I did go and look. I wasn't planning to relocate for any. I didn't plan to seize the opportunity. But when I went to, that's why I told you I went to one bank, right? So some of my friends left here. Many of them have come back. Right? The bank promised that they'll pay their mortgage here, and they were. They promised and said, keep your wife and kids here, and they did. Right? They promised you will have a driver and a house in Lagos. They did. I went to some house. I'm like, wow, this your Lexus is big, right? They give them big Lexus and stuff, but you have to know what you want in life. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So if it's a big Lexus and that kind of comfort you want, maybe. But if you want to spend time raising your kids and you want to thrive here, then so be it. I'm offering to mentor you, right? So find me. We will talk more. I would love to learn more about your story. But I'm going to work with Osita to really put some things in place, right? I can't mentor everybody. I don't take everybody. Even though that's why I'm saying that, yes, I'll take you. The way mentorship works is if you don't pursue me, then that's it. That the other guy promised that to give all my materials to. If he doesn't pursue me, then he doesn't get it. And I'm telling you right now that in most cases, it's 50-50. Some people just enjoy the moment and move on, right? And they see me again, say, yeah, you came to my church. Yes, you came to my company or whatever. But I'm looking at them like, I gave you a free book. You haven't even read it. Like, then we used to do physical. So my friend, consider this that your time has come. That's it. Like, yes. Simple thing. I'm a coach. There are some people and they pay lots of money. Like to get in the coaching program, minimum is $5,500 US. With me at my level, I have 66 coaches. You can get a program for $1,800, $1,500, right? So at my level, that's it. So I take few clients. I do lots of mentoring, but I take few clients here at the top. And when people pay that kind of money, what I have them to do, confidence. Let Tolu connect with me. Josh, before you bring in the next person, I want to just show one slide. You can all take a picture of it, but if I get into it, then I won't be talking to any other person. I've spent all the time I needed to do that to talk. But this talking to me is more important than presentation because this is life situation that we are dealing with. One encounter here can save your life or save somebody's life, certainly will enable your progress and your transformation. But let me just share the slide. Hopefully I can just, and you just take a picture of it, and then I'll come back to Josh to go through. So write it down. Capability, right? Capability is all the things I've been saying since. They are part of capability. One, have your hour of power is capability. Take a course, not all those technology courses, my friend. Some of you, I look at your profile, I'm like, PGP, NGP, NTT, TTP, like, come on, dude, man. Like, if I ask you how many leadership books you have read, you say none. So capability leads to credibility, right? So when I said in the bank, I used to get all the bonuses. Only 1 year they asked me to take 100% instead of 120%, because they say, Alex, if every time you take 120%, it reduces the bonus pool for other leaders. So let's put you at 100 so they have enough bonus for other people. Those credibility, confidence, I've talked about it. You all know I've been talking about confidence. Compassion, they spend a lot of time on it, but it's all weaved in it. Communication. When Remy is sending that message to the boss, you are communicating. You have to communicate. You have to step out. Courage, critical. When I stay at the elevator with that woman who nobody talks to because it's my boss's boss. I go in the elevator with her. Hey, Lori, how you doing? Before she says, Alex Ihama, MIS. That's courage. It takes courage to do that. Cooperation. Right? We all need to work together. Then creativity. Don't spend a lot of time on this, but very powerful. The last 5 at the bottom are very, very powerful. They are powerful, but they are put in this sequential order. Then collaboration. You got to go out and collaborate. When I said go and get a volunteer job with food bank, that's collaborating. Go and offer your services for free. Connection. Connect with people. Look in people's eyes. Make sure your camera is on. Right? Then you start building capacity. That eventually you develop the character that moves mountain. Character. Your presence should speak. Before you show up, they should know about you. And that is what I'm saying. Josh, go ahead.
Okay, so we have Tony. Tony, please, can you make it brief and speak for all of the female folks? Thank you. Unmute and ask your question, please. You're still muted. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Alex. This was really good. I mean, my star sign is Leo, so I could feel and connect with this. And I'm really happy. I think this is my first time I'm actually speaking at this event. I almost always attend everyone, but this is the first one I'm actually speaking at. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, we have another new leader in the house.
I talk a lot. Don't encourage me too much.
Yeah, no, but it's true though. That this is leadership. Let me tell you what happened here today. I didn't go into it. My friend showed you my book here. Leadership is a spirit that can only be ignited by purpose. So what you're seeing here is not new. There was one day I used to watch, hold on, I will spend time with you, Tony. I used to watch all this, what's his name? His name escaped me. Is this preacher who is, I mean, some of these preachers that really have, you can tell they have the strong spirit of God in them. And, you know, the spirit moves in them. I was just watching them and I was like, wow, that's really power of God on this guy. And the thought I got was, what do you think you do? There's a power in you that you can use to raise people up. The dead must come to life when you show up. Dead doesn't mean you're dead physically. Revelation says, I know your deeds. Some of you have a reputation of being alive when in fact you are dead. When my dear friend there who's in Lagos, 2 a.m. in Lagos, look at him. His internet is steady because this is his moment. No NEPA is taking the light over there. You know, normally NEPA would take the light. I don't think they have all this NEPA anymore. But this is his moment. He was in bed, but he rose. You've never spoken. So, my friends, those of you who are saying, I never spoke, don't let this fire die. Do not let this fire die. When you come to the meeting, if you are the only one who put on your camera, so be it. You will be blessed for it. If you are the only one who asks a question, so you'll be blessed for it. Don't say, nobody put on camera. I didn't do my hair. Meanwhile, if you were going to see somebody else, you do your hair and put on a camera. So what are you talking about? Like, prepare. Every preparation counts. I'm telling you. I don't leave the home to go and get bread and sugar with my slippers because I could be meeting the mayor. In fact, the mayor of this time is my friend. So, like, what am I even talking about, right? So, this is what I'm saying. So, thank you, Tony. Speak. You got my underwriter.
Yes, so I was going to say a very big thank you. Because I had never spoken in this kind of event before, this particular one I speak, but not this one. And so I wanted to say a big thank you. I also, even before Josh said anything, I was going to say all the guys are talking. I needed to say something for the girls. So as I'm saying something, thank you so much. You've gingered me. I'm trying to kind of transition to something else, and I needed to hear this today. So thank you so much for this. It was really impactful. Thank you.
Wow. If that is all you came to say, thank you. You deserve a gift. Send me a message.
Absolutely. I've connected with you on LinkedIn, so I'm going to get that.
Send me a message through LinkedIn. I'll give you I'll try to understand. I'll give you a free course or something. Because what you just did is very valuable. See this man here? I don't know if you all see this name. You see this name? Who knows Dr. Miles Moreau?
Miles Moreau, yes.
One day, I said to myself, I needed to go 10 levels, not next level. I don't aim for next level. I aim for 10 next level. And then I was like, who is going to help me make this? Who's going to be my mentor? And right there, I saw a video by Miles Moreau. I listened to him. I'm like, I researched him. I'm like, I want him to be my mentor. True story. I wrote it in this book, right? Henry has my book. So I said I needed him to be my mentor. So I now researched and now found his church. I now knew he lived in Bahamas. I now figure out, because he travels around, he coaches prime ministers and presidents. So I now figure out when he's going to be in Bahamas. And I bought myself a package of almost $4,000. I got on the plane and I went to Bahamas, and I arrived on the Saturday, or no, Friday, I think, or maybe Thursday, I don't recall. But what I do recall was on the Sunday, I called a taxi and I said, take me to Miles Moreau's church. I was the first to arrive in the whole church. When I arrived, the gate was closed. I told the taxi driver, stay, I'll pay you anything. So we were in the taxi, then somebody came, I was opening the gate, then I went to him. I wrote that story here in the opening. And I went to him, I said, is this the church of Dr. Miles Moreau? And he was opening the gate. He said, yeah. I said, is he in town? Because I know he travels a lot, but I figure he must be in town because he has a conference in Bahamas. He said, yeah, Papa Miles here, Papa Miles here, And I told him, I said, do you mind looking in my eyes and tell me for sure he's here? Because he was talking to me and opening the gate. Then he looked at me. Then he talked. He said, I said, good. Then I paid the taxi. I said, go. Then I walked into the church. I said, can you show me where he sits? And I went to sit behind the chair he's going to sit. I was the only one in the church. Then I needed to use the washroom. I don't know about women, but men, when we need to use washroom, we need to use washroom. And I said to myself, if I stand up from this chair and go to the washroom, what if Osita come and sit here? What am I going to say? Me who came from Canada, Osita come and sit on this chair. I said, I'm not going anywhere. I stayed there. He came. When he was sitting, he looked behind, wondering who is this strange face he's looking at. So I smiled at him. No problem. We did church. While we're doing the church, I said, Jesus, I came to Bahamas for this guy. I'm not a tourist. Jesus said, don't worry, my son, I heard you. So when they said amen in the last prayer, the moment they said amen for the last prayer, he opened his eye. Guess who was in his front? Alex Ihama. I was in his front. Immediately, I zipped my bag, and I opened it. I said, see 20 of your books that I have read. The guy looked at me, looked at the books. And while he was doing that, I brought out my book, Welcome to Greatness. And I said, sir, I have come to give you a gift. I would so be honored if I can spend some time with you. I say, I'm not a tourist who came to Bahamas to enjoy the weather. I'm somebody who came specifically to ask you for this. He looked at me, looked at my book. He took it, looked at my face. He flipped it. He said, you know what? Walk with me. Everybody that needed to see him that day, he was introducing me to them. He didn't even know me. He would say, oh, Osita, meet Alex Ihama.
Alex.
From where? Canada. Yeah. Meet this guy. He's greatness. He wrote a book, Greatness. Welcome to Greatness. His greatness. Introduced me to everybody. He was the last to leave the church. The church was dry, and he was still there. And I was still there behind him. Then his Jaguar came, his driver came. He entered the Jaguar. He told the driver, I said, make sure Alex gets to my house in the other car. That day, I had lunch with him, with his wife, his dad, his kids. in his house. And I spent 4 days with him. He was the one who inspired me to write this book, but he passed away before the book was published. So I dedicated it to him. The story I just told you is the introduction in the book. That is, when somebody say, oh, I was in Nigeria one day, somebody sent me a Facebook message. Hello, sir, I follow you on Facebook. I love you, this thing. I see you are in Nigeria. I said, oh, that's great. It will be great to see you. He said, but sir, I'm in Port Harcourt. Are you going to be by chance coming to Port Harcourt? I said, see this one.
Not really.
I said, see this one. In my head, I wanted to say you are stupid, but I didn't say that. I should come to see you in Port Harcourt. By chance? I'm telling you, sorry, I paid $4,000 to go to Bahamas. You are in Port Harcourt, I'm in Lagos, and you're telling me by chance? People flew from places who knew I was down to come and see me. You are telling me by chance? That's somebody who's not ready. So, my friend, when people express gratitude, is the highest level of living. You didn't even ask a question, you express that. I say that because gratitude is a key to abundance. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, Joe, maybe if we can take one more, then I would just bring this to a close and give it to
Oh, wow. That is, thank you for sharing that story. And Tony, thank you for being the inspiration for Alex sharing that story. That's like next level, that's the next level. I think I should try something like that. Sam, do you want to unmute and ask your question? Sam, let me ask. Sam, are you still there? Okay.
Yes. Hi.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mr. Alex. Thank you so much for tonight. You have no idea what you've done for some of us tonight. It's crazy. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. I actually recently transitioned to a career in Salesforce, and having run my business for years personally, like in Nigeria before I moved to Canada. I'm trying to get into the corporate thing for some time and all that. So it's been a little bit hard and tough, and it's been a little bit discouraging also. And when you mentioned reaching out to people, networking with people, being a lion, I'm a really outspoken person. I don't have a problem talking to people, but sometimes this, I don't know, like you said, maybe it's the confidence thing, like this feeling like, you're not enough. What do you want to offer? Some sort of complex, it just kind of puts you in this place where you second guess your skills, you second guess, how much you can do. So, one of my questions is, how do you, overcome that? And two, how do you manage to do so much, like imposter syndrome? Thank you. Yeah. How do you manage to learn and combine so much stuff and not have like a burnout or information overload or something like that? Because having to pick your skills and then knowledge and then business and then investment and then family and all those things, how do you manage all those things together without getting information overload? I have I think 9 books I'm reading right now. Some suffer, some don't. So I'm sure you understand my question. If you could please shed some light for us, give us a little bit of your knowledge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the time.
Mr. Sam Balogun, where are you located and what do you do?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Windsor in Canada, Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Windsor, okay, and you are doing sales for yourself?
Salesforce. No, Salesforce.
Oh, the organization Salesforce, eh?
Yes, Salesforce platform. Yes, I just transitioned into that. I was core IT before, but just kind of lost what's it called. So I switched to Salesforce. So I'm in Salesforce now. I just do some what's it called. I'm new to the career, so it's a new thing for me. So we have the skills and all that, but the imposter syndrome kind of gets you at this place where you feel, should I reach out to this person? What would this person say? Like I've had a couple of recruiters reach out to me, and I just look at messages and be like, can I? It's crazy.
So great question. How do you overcome
imposter syndrome?
Yes. And then also, how do you manage information to avoid information overload? I can tell you right now, let me start with the second question. I spend 4 hours learning. You won't believe sometimes when I ask a question, some people will say, it's only you that will know because you spend 4 hours learning. Because it's true. But how do you manage it? By disseminating it. That's easy. By disseminating it. So if as I'm learning, I'm sharing, I'm creating space in my capacity. by sharing it. I post like crazy. If you follow me on social media, in fact, one bishop, one day I was listening to him on Facebook, and he was telling his congregation, he said, for some of you here, if you just follow Alex on social media, you'll be developing. Just follow. He's not asking you to pay. Just watch his video. So as I disseminate, I create capacity for more. The reason a lot of people are not blessed is because they are holding on to the old. The reason a lot of people are not growing is because they are not sharing. The reason, you see what I'm saying, it is better to give than to receive. Same thing applies to knowledge. With regards to confidence, my friend, nothing builds your confidence than the definitiveness of purpose. Write it down. Definitiveness of purpose. If you do not know where you are going, you are always going to be confused. If you do not know who you are always going to be confused. For me, I know who I am and whose I am. I know exactly where I'm going. As I said just now, you know, I used to be scared before I got into public speaking. I used to be scared. I used to be scared that I have an accent, right? People are like, oh, I didn't quite understand what you're saying, right? And when they say that, sometimes it affects me, right? But now when they say that, I give them the benefit of doubt and I explain. I say, oh, there was one woman, she's dead now. What's her name? Irene Book, 99 years old before she passed away. This woman for almost 20 years will always show up in my conference. Like, you know, one day I said, well, let me go really spend some time with this old woman. And I say, Irene, how you doing? Irene is, and she's like, yeah, come close. And I realized she doesn't even hear. And she said, Alex, he says, my earrings are gone. I don't have my ears don't function anymore. He said, but I love coming to your conference because I love your passion and your eyes and your hands and all the things you do. They keep me alive. From that day, I'm like, wow. So there is always one person I'm impacting. For that reason, I'm going to hit the stage. I'm not only going to hit the stage, I'm going to rock the stage. You should see me on stage. I walk it like this, I command. I said I've certified 66 people on public speaking. I have about 100 coaches that work with me. I said 66, that is, they go through a 3-month program on how to public speak and how to rock the stage, how to captivate people like I'm doing right now, how to capture them, how to make sure they don't sleep. And in fact, if you are selling, how to make sure they buy. So it's a skill. You can learn it. Yes, some of us have the natural capability, but every skill is learnable. Every skill is learnable. When I was a kid in school in Nigeria, they used to beat me for making noise. My name was #1 on the list of noisemaker. Osita, they will beat me after they sing Nigeria we hate it. They say our father was here. They will say I pledge to Nigeria. Next thing they read noisemaker list. Guess who's #1? Alex Ihama. They will beat me, say I make. Nobody said this guy was born to speak. Let's mentor him. But they were beating me. So I tell people, especially Nigerians, I say, what you are beating your children for may be what they were called to do. One of my old school friends, Jonah Odozi, found me on Facebook when Facebook became popular. He said, Simon Osa. They used to call me, my African name is Nosa. Simon Osa. He said, do you still make noise? And I responded, I said, Jonah, if I tell you how much they pay me to make noise now, you won't believe it. They buy me ticket to fly around the world just to make noise. And he was laughing. He didn't even know what I was saying. But you know exactly what I'm saying. Your gift is meant to make way for you. My friend, you're a lion. Look yourself in the mirror every day and call yourself a lion. Sooner or later, you'll be devouring territories. All right. So at this point, I'm going to pass it on to my host, Osita. I respect you. I value you. I appreciate you. You are you are what I would call an officer and a fine gentleman is what you are. When you told me that you came into the country 4 years ago, I was actually shocked because for people are in the country 5 years, they are still saying, I just came. Yeah, you just came 5 years. What do you want to be 25 years before you say you just come? Right? Look at Osita. You didn't see I wrote a write-up on you today. I think I copied it to you. I said, look at this fine Nigerian man. 4 years he's in the country. He started an organization. He has 3,000 followers following him on the organization. Not only that, he's helping people to get a job, training people. And some people say, Alex, I want you to meet my cousin, you know, he's been in the country 3 years, you know, maybe 3 years. You should be running for prime minister on your 5th year. You are a testimony of what I have been talking about today. You are a testimony of what I wrote in my book. My friend, you are going to go far. You are going to end up being part of those that will influence the policy of this nation. We are not here to make it fanfare. We are not looking for applause. You don't clap. We are looking for those who are sold out for their purpose. That's what he's doing right now. I tell people, don't confuse what you do for a living with what you were created to do. What you do for a living is meant to put money in your pocket, 9 to 5. What you were created to do is meant to take money out of your pocket so others can have a life. That's what he's doing. If he tells you how much he has spent to sustain this, this is my 2nd time of speaking to him. He follows me on LinkedIn. We are not buddies. So he's not telling all the things I'm saying. He can attest to it. I know what it cost him in time, in money, in effort, and even sometimes in shame. People would have looked at him and said, see this one that just came. Go and get yourself a safety boot. Yet it is here helping people to not disoffense as safety boot. Yeah, but that thing is heavy dose. If you wear safety boot, can I walk? If I wear I love light shoes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Osita.
Oh,
God bless you.
The lion himself. I mean, we truly appreciate you tonight, Mr. Alex. We truly appreciate you tonight. You can't really quantify what you've done tonight. Again, look at some of the members like Toyin talking about the fact that she hasn't really spoken before in a session like this, but here she is now. Look at Sam, for instance. I know Sam attends most of the session, but he prefers to chat than talking. But this time around, he now wants to talk. I mean, you've done great tonight, Mr. Alex. You've done great tonight. When I spoke with the leadership team and I said to them, "Hey guys, this is our 3-year anniversary, and we are not looking like organizing the typical fanfare and all that, call DJ and all that. There is something that is heavy in our heart, and that is really to see our people to advance their careers. It is something that, like when I started this journey of NIPCA 3 years ago, personally, my vision was just all about how to build a community to help one another. But I never knew the extent of the issues within the Black community until we got to 2018. When we got to 2019, that was when I began to realize the magnitude of the issues. The magnitude. When people call you on phone, I get like minimum of 5 calls a day. When people call you with their problems, you'll be amazed. And those are the kind of burden that when you have those burden, you cannot just go and sleep. You're actually lying down, but you are thinking. Yeah. You are thinking about solution. You are thinking about the next thing. You are thinking about how do we help people? How do we mentor? How do we provide support system for members of our ecosystem? And just like you mentioned, Alex, Nigerians are talented. We are talented people. We've got capabilities, we've got ingenuity, we've got skills. But just like I was discussing with some folks this morning, the major problem that I have seen, 3 years of working with you guys in this ecosystem, is the problem of confidence. Confidence is the major problem we have as a people. I shared with you guys.
Let me jump in there. Then I put in a link earlier on to register for a free course. Those people who register, I will ask for the course on confidence. Is a 12 module, my friend. If you are going through that, make sure you have your seatbelt tighten up. 12 modules, complimentary. We'll drop it for you.
Fantastic.
People pay for it. So for those who go on that link today and you register for that free course, I will get the report pulled out tomorrow, and we'll ask them to drop confidence course for you.
Yeah.
And while you are there, let me also say, this should go without saying, if there are other courses that you need, it's okay to buy a course for yourself. It's okay to spend $200, That confidence cost is $287. If I give it to 20, 30 people today, calculate how much that is. That's how much value what I'm putting on the table today is over $20,000 already. I know. Why am I doing that? I used to explain this to my people. Alex, you give people things, this business. I say, everything I give is going to come back to me a millionfold.
Yeah.
You say, press down. Come on, press down. Press down, press down, press down. Shaking. I'm giving you confidence course. You tomorrow I'll be talking to Prime Minister of one country. Is because of the seed I just sowed in your life. So register today for that free course. We'll add the confidence course to it for those who register tonight, completely complimentary. And spend time develop yourself. It doesn't have to be my course. Go online and find other people's course that apply. I'm not talking technology skills, this thing. I'm talking leadership. I'm talking, strategic management. I'm talking confidence, public speaking. Obama, one of the things that made him get to the top is not as necessary as brilliance, his ability to communicate. That's it. He said, we are not the blue state or the red state. We are not the Western or the this. We are the United States of America. Yes, we can. That's how he got there. His intelligence sustained him, but his ability to communicate and to connect based on his confidence is what got him there.
Yeah.
So as your CEO just said, confidence now solved. Register for a free course, you get a free course on confidence. Period.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you so very much for all you've shared with us tonight, guys. I really want to encourage everybody to, these are great opportunities. One of the things as well I've seen in the community as well is that most times we don't pay so much attention to soft skills, attention to leadership. All these things that Alex is talking, they are key. It's not about the techie stuff. There are a lot of things you're going to learn, when you study and go through programs like that. Take, for instance, in Black Tech. Black Tech is another ecosystem that we also launched last month. We had the MD, a managing director, TD Global Real Estate Investment as our keynote speaker. This is a 39-year-old man, 39-year-old, controlling over $21 billion.
Imagine that.
$21 billion in terms of portfolio. 39-year-old. Now, guys, these are the kind of things that when you see, you will be able to. In fact, you don't need somebody to talk to you. On your own, you will talk to yourself to ensure that you are talking. Just imagine that 39-year-old guy controlling $21 billion investments. That is massive.
Yeah, of course.
And there was something the guy said during the keynote speech that I just want to talk briefly. He said that one of the things that for him is not being, he can respect people, but he's not afraid of people. Because another thing, just like I made mention of, one of the key things that I've seen that has been the problem within the Black community or Nigerians, confidence, 1. 2, fear. Fear. I mean, hey, if I should approach this guy, I don't know. The impostor syndrome, create fear in us. You want to say stuff, you're holding back. Because when you say, they will laugh at you. Or when you say, so when all those things now jump pack, you know what it means? You are now inside your shell. And when you are inside your shell, you can never give your best. You can never. This guy, the managing director of the TD Bank, that was at our launch last month, he said one of the things that you should always have at the back of your mind is everybody goes to poo. Whenever you are pressed, you go to poo. Joe Biden, if he's pressed, what happened? He goes to poo, right? Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he goes to poo. When you know that all these people poo, then you know that they are human being like you.
Yeah.
They are human being like you. It's just opportunity that they are in the places where they are. So see it like that. You've got the capability, you've got the capacity, you can get there, you can aspire. You can. And, there are so many things, guys, that we can talk about when we talk about confidence, we talk about fear factor. For me, for those that have known me right from my days back in Nigeria, I don't, there is no meeting that I will attend without speaking. And that is one of the very fine points that Alex made tonight. I will talk. There is no meeting. I will talk. If I don't ask questions, I will comment. That is me. In fact, it got to a point back home. Then when we used to work in the bank, after we finished like deliberations and all that, when questions are being asked, if I don't talk, my manager then will ask, Osita, what do you have to say?
Exactly.
That my manager is in Canada today. He's in Canada today, Corin Sononese. He will call me and say, Osita, what do you? He will want to hear what Osita will have. I was like, so if I don't talk, so you're forcing me to talk in my mind. But the guy knew that, man, this guy is somebody that always wants to contribute to what is going on.
Yes.
Today, in my company, I'm a senior manager responsible for enterprise solution in an energy company. My salary as a senior manager is higher than director salary. Most directors in the company don't earn what I'm earning as an SM. That is confidence.
Yes.
When I went for the interview, I knew what I poured. That, in fact, the VP was asking me, when are you going to resume? And I was expecting the man to say, oh, next 2 weeks, or we're going to get back to you. He took me to his office and said, when do you want to resume? I said, please, you guys can give me 2 weeks. He said, 2 weeks? Oh, that is too far. Can you resume next week?
Yeah.
I was like, which one will be next week? And based on that, I knew that these guys have seen the person they needed. I had to raise my salary expectation. In the negotiation now, the initial thing I was looking for, I had to use a strategy to make sure that they bump it up with a sign-on bonus.
Yeah.
Confidence. If I was, kind of feeling I'm a black person, hey, what with this guy? What happened? I will lose out. I will leave money on the table. So guys, we can do much more. It's all about, improving our psyche, our mindset, being able to understand we can do much more as a people. I can go on and on, but let me stop here, guys. This has been a great session tonight. Really appreciate. Oh, that is a lion.
What are you? Say that out.
You're a lion. Nice. Fantastic. This has been it has been an awesome session tonight.
Somebody wanted to take a digital picture. It says you should put on camera.
Yes.
Let's take it. Somebody take it. Send me a copy to. I'll post it on my LinkedIn.
Absolutely, we're going to do that. Remy, before we get to that, so Alex, for sure, I'm going to be reaching out to you after now. There are more that I see that we can do together. Great collaborations between our ecosystem and all your initiatives as well. You're a man of many parts, and you've really influenced so many within the Black community. It's been a pleasure having you in our midst tonight. We truly appreciate you. Remy, before you do that, UN, do we have UN here? UN, are you still here? United Nations. Oh, he's muted?
I think you have to unmute him. I'm trying to find him. He's there.
Oh, just 1 second. Is he muted?
Finally, I find my voice.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, cool. So UN is our executive director. This guy has been, since he joined NIPCA, is someone that was completely sold into the vision. The way you have vision, sometimes you talk about it, some people take you to be crazy. For him, he saw the craziness, and till today,
he loved it.
Yes, he loved it. And he has helped so many people, he has invested tremendous amount of personal time helping people with resumes, trying to help people to scale, to rise to the very top, which we preach. We say it sometimes for people, they just say it's easier said than done. But really, for you to get things to happen, you need to be intentional. It's about, putting up intentional acts. And that intentionality comes with sacrifices. Today, I'm proud to say, NIPCA is the largest professional Nigerian community in Canada. In 3 years, that is amazing. Organizations reach out and they're asking, Osita, how have you guys been able to do this in 3 years? Their organization, 40 years in Canada, there are no more than 200 members, right? So it is not really about saying things. It's about taking, it upon yourself to say, there comes a time in the life of a people where we think about solution and we begin to put steps to correct whatever anomalies, biases, stereotype that we think we are experiencing as a people. It's not enough to just talk about it. Actions are required. And that is what NIPCA is doing. That is what Black Tech is doing. We all have, things that we can do or contribute to make sure that we are able to create a foundation, not just for ourselves, for our children. Remember, if we don't do this, our children will still go through these pains. So we need to break the barriers now and create the level playing field for these kids. And that is what we are doing. So please, just use quick minutes, few seconds, please, to appreciate Alex. He's our executive director, and I want to give him that honor to, give the final vote of thanks. And after that, Remy, you can now, take the picture. Please.
Well, I want to start with a disclaimer, because Osita always says when he gives me 2 minutes to talk, I end up speaking for 10. So I want to put out that disclaimer there, first of all, in case if I overshoot. I want to especially thank Mr. Alex for his rendition this evening. It is very true. Sir, you have touched on a lot of very salient points that speak to us as a people. When I mean as a people, not just Nigerians too now as well, but the BIPOC community at large. Many of us come to the shores of Canada really empowered, right? We don't come here at the bottom of the barrel. We are all educated. We are professionals, and then we come in here and then we get lost. We settle, right? I always have stories I tell about my experience. Too long. I did it about 2 weeks ago. But there's only one thing I will say. When I met Osita, we met in a very funny way. He had asked for resumes for a job, and he said he needed it now. So a lot of us, forwarded our resume to him. I didn't know him. He was just one name in a WhatsApp group that I belonged to. He got back to the group and he was like, oh, 18 people sent me resumes in 30 minutes. Thank you. I selected 3. The 3, watch out. He didn't say who the 3 were, and he disappeared. So I waited for 2 days, 3 days. No one called me. So I reached out to him after, a couple of days. I was ashamed. I was shy. I'm that person who came from a core tech background. I couldn't talk. So like Tolu and the guy from Nigeria. But I summoned up the courage and I sent him a message. I'm like, sorry, excuse me. My name is so and so. I sent you a resume with. So he told me he would call me back. He called me back later. I was like, what's your name? I told him. He said he completed it. So I felt, okay, well, it was like, oh, your resume was good. But, I had sent one resume before yours and they hired the person. I had 2 choices at that point. Choice number 1, take it as one of those things that happened. Or choice number 2, find out. My intention of calling was to ask him if my resume was bad, what can you advise me to do to improve it? That was why I actually reached out to him. And then he gave me, if you know Osita one-on-one, Osita is that person that is straight up. His bluntness can be confused sometimes as arrogance or, rashness, but that's just Osita. It was like, you had a table in your resume. I'm like, okay, is the table bad? He explained. I didn't get that job, but I got a mentor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that job, but I got a mentor. I had found someone in Canada who understood the hustle more than I did. So I stayed close to him. When I joined NIPCA was 80 members. I joined a couple of months after Osita had founded it. From the minute I joined, it was a WhatsApp group. There was so much informal knowledge gathering. People were just dumping information in the group. So I was just reading every and anything. And that's how I landed my next large job. When it worked for me, I reached out to him and I was like, if this informal group could give me so much value, then I can do it for other people. And that is where my journey in NIPCA actually started. That aside, I got my mentor. And I'm especially congratulating those who got you as a mentor today. Because the very unlikely, and I agree with you, sir. When I used to work in Abuja, and I went somewhere one time, and I wore a t-shirt, jean, and slippers. And I met 2 brothers, twins, who were billionaires. The first thing they told me is, why are you dressed like this? I can never forget that day. Since that day, I agree with you. When I step out of my house, I dress in such a way that if you pull me, I can be pulled. So when you said that thing, it took me back to 2012. This was 2012. I remembered 2 brothers, they are twins, Yoruba dude, men, young men, they were billionaires, owned blocks of houses in Abuja. So, sir, it's hearing your rendition to all these things knocks very close to home, not for just myself, but for many people. I'm not going to just say thank you because that has already been done in 10 scores and beyond. I'm going to challenge each and every one of us here. See, the problem I have with not the problem, besides us having the fear and the lack of confidence, we also refuse to act.
Yes.
And like I always tell us, the first step to turning your story around is that intentionality to admit that you need help. I key in very much what Toyin said. I loved her speech. I'm not the kind of person who talks, but I will speak today. I loved what the guy from Abuja said. I'm always in the background, but I speak today. When I joined NIPCA as a volunteer, I was challenging myself to speak. I'm the kind of guy that didn't used to speak before. Today, now I speak. You know, I speak everywhere. So I'm now almost like a noisemaker too, in my office, everywhere, and all those things. So I was laughing when you were saying all those things because from having no voice, I became a very loud vuvuzela. You know, that vuvuzela they use for this 2010 World Cup in South Africa. So thank you, sir. Thank you not only for your message to everyone. The thank you is beyond that. It is that everyone here has identified with a piece of your history. It is that everyone here has taken something from what you have said to amend their new purpose. It is thank you to you because you have given people that drive to now be intentional about what they want. It is that you have given everyone here, myself inclusive, who still needs to improve, renewed vigor, a stronger base to know that people like you have blazed the trails and you are real, you are flesh and blood. So many of us hear these things as hearsay and they don't really see it. Like you said, some people don't know you, they've never had the opportunity. But now they can look at you, you're a black man, you're a minority, but you have done these things, right? So when I tell people my stories, I try to tell them stories that are my experience, not things that I have heard. That is the experience you've brought in here today, something that is personified. They can relate with it. They can see and assess your victories, your successes. So thank you for that. And for all of us here, it will be a very great dishonor, disservice to Alex, our founder and president, Mr. Osita, if after everything you have learned today, heard today, you still continue in your same track. That is the truth about it. The question on behalf of these two primal gentlemen is, what are you going to do next? If by now you haven't thought about it, that is what you should go to bed this night. And like Mr. Alex said, greatness, opportunity is always, it comes very, very, very seldom. Preparation is what is most important. You must be key. I talked with someone one day who told me, oh, he's looking for a job from a company that will train him. And I laughed. I don't need you to train me. I told him what my budget to train myself was last year, and he was screaming. Sacrifice is important. You need to develop. We need to build as a people. And it is not about just getting the IT support jobs. We need to get those jobs that are like Mr. Osita's job, Mr. Alex's job. That is how you actually make that clear, visible difference for your people. We sit down and want to compare ourselves to the Indians. Those guys have made it all the way to the top, that if they want to employ only themselves, they can. We need to break that record. If it's a world record, an Olympic record, that is the standard NIPCA aims for. With its members who are seeking career projections, aspirations as its mandate. I say it all the time. Our members are our lifeblood. 7 new people watching each one of you get a job, get a certification, get new training is what keeps this organization running. It's a social enterprise that is there for you. It is free. It is like Mr. Alex has given you people free courses today, and some people might still not register for it.
Yeah.
What more should be placed in your lap for you to know that we want your own success as much or even better than you? As far as you're not coming to take my job from me, my personal job, I have no problem bringing out my time to help you. Osita the same, and every other volunteer or leader in NIPCA, even some of our very astute members. So please, other than saying thank you to Mr. Alex, which we have done, let us take Mr. Alex's message to heart. Let us draw out action plans that are realistic and that will be achieved in a time frame that we all set. I want us to be intentional about it. It's not to come here and be overly powered. Someone asked a question about sustaining the ginger. I love that question. This ginger has to sustain. I took some notes here with people. In the last masterclass, I told you there are people here I've mentored. They stay in a company for 7 months, 8 months. I pick up my phone and I call them. What have you learned? It's time for you to move. Because I know that that place, even where you are, you got that job to train yourself. It doesn't mean you should sleep in the job. Learn what you need to learn and be on the move. That is everything. On behalf of all of us here now, Mr. Alex, another huge resounding thank you. Thank you for your time, for your experiences, for your stories, for your challenges. Because you didn't just come and tell us a story. You basically challenged each and every one of us. Many people here have beautiful stories. But sir, many people have resonated with what you said. And it was simply mind-boggling. Not just blowing, mind-boggling. Now I know people in this group that I will call lions. And if they don't live up to that name that I give them, then sir, they have done you a disservice. And I'll be keeping tabs on each and every one of them. They've been calling themselves lions in the chat. I've been taking note. After 6 months, I'll ask them, how many gazelles have you killed? If you tell me none, then there's a problem. So thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
NIPCA will continue to do its best to support each and every one of us, not just Nigerians, BIPOC people, anyone who needs the help professionally and otherwise. So thank you, sir, for your time. Thank you for everything. Thank each and every one of us who made the time. Those awake in Lagos, those awake in other parts of the country. Henry, who came and got a scholarship. I was super happy for him. I congratulated him. Those are the kind of things we need. You know, people still giving things for free. You were right. You could have made $20-something thousand and people here will pay for it, but you gave it for free. It's the same thing. People ask me all the time, what do you gain from doing all this NIPCA work? Why are you up? Why are you doing this? People should pay you. And I ask them, okay, let me start with you. No, start with the person after me. And then I laugh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. You've spoken eloquently. We truly appreciate you for everything you do. You've been an inspiration. If we can have, more, professionals that can key into perspective like this on the need to change the narratives, not just saying it, by just talking, but by walking the talk. I think we will go far as a community, as a people. And that is really a challenge for each and every one of us. Thank you so very much, Ewan. Remy, please, let's take a quick picture so that Alex can, because Junior Alex is already waiting for him. Yeah, please, guys, let's enable our videos, guys, please. Let's enable our videos so that Remy can capture the picture with Alex. This is a great event for sure.